talk to me, we're live. Talk to me, bright days, summer nights, good vibes. Talk to me, we're live. Talk to me, love's high. Talk to me, bright days, summer nights, good vibes. Talk to me, 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 talk to me.
Hi guys, I'm Dr. Ayala. I'm a board certified family medicine physician. I own a family medicine practice out here in Amarillo. I run a full family medicine clinic, and then I also own AFP Aesthetics and Wellness, which is a full service med spa, along with telemedicine that treats more concierge, hormones, peptides, and weight loss, and I'm an investor.
I'm Q, the CEO and founder of Villani, and then I also own a consulting company where we build websites, do advertising, things like that. And today, I want to start off with hormones.
Oh, I thought you wanted to start off with tech. We can do hormones.
We'll do the tech thing here, but I have a lot of questions about hormones.
Okay, shoot.
Okay, we're just gonna go right into it. I have a lot of friends who are girls. Okay. And they have what I would call episodes of just being emotionally emotional.
Okay.
Crying, not feeling good enough, life's just grabbing them by the hair, they feel like.
Okay.
Is that a hormone thing?
Potentially. I would ask this. First off, how old are these friends you're talking about? Like,
30s.
Is it a range? So most
30s.
of them are in their 30s.
Yes.
And have you seen a shift? Like, did you know them in their 20s? Is this like a shift past their baseline, or is this how they've always been?
I personally feel like I have known most of them since their 20s. And I would say, from my wife's perspective and mine, including my wife though, it just seems to be like, I don't know if it's more in tune with how they feel, or maybe something could be said, or they could go through something and it was more, they handled it nonchalant. Now it seems to like these things just carry more weight in all these experiences they have.
I would say it is possible, but that's like, so 30 is kind of a pivotal age for multiple reasons, right? Usually people have kids. Their kids are getting into the age where they're busier. So like stress is higher from a maternal standpoint. Okay, so like things could be happening in their life. They're also, I think, more comfortable with who they are. Maybe they're setting boundaries. But on the other hand, I will say perimenopause, and what perimenopause is, if you don't know that definition, is essentially the hormonal changes that are the start of menopause or around menopause, but not quite. It's not menopause. Okay, menopause is 1 year without a period.
And what is menopause?
That 1 year without a period.
Oh, it's 1 year without.
That's the definition of menopause. There is no lab tests you need to verify. Now it is, if like patients I have hysterectomies, right? And they had it in their 30s and now they're 55. Well, maybe they've probably gone through menopause, but like 49, I could with a lab test verify that. But technically, if a woman has gone without a period for 1 year, they are menopausal. If they got a period at 11 months, they've had no period for 11 months and they have a period, they're perimenopausal. They have to wait a whole year without a period to go through menopause. So, but changes do start in our mid-30s, or can, and it can be subtle. It's not necessarily like hot flashes or obvious things. It's hormonal shift. So women are born, as females, we're born with all the eggs we ever have in our body. It's
from birth?
Mm-hmm, from birth. And even at birth, we lose 50% of them.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And so there's a reason, so our eggs age with us as females. And there's a reason at 35, it's considered a geriatric pregnancy.
Where are these hiding?
What do you mean they're
in the
tiny?
uterus?
No, in the ovaries.
Ovaries.
Yeah, the ovaries.
I'm asking it because I know you guys listening like me who aren't medical, you're wondering the same fucking thing. I had no idea you were born with all the eggs you were.
I always said, side note, I always said when I was in medical school, I was like, I'm not going to speak medical jargon. I'm always going to speak in layman's terms. And I do work very hard to do it. But just like, sometimes you forget what you didn't know before medicine because you've done it so long. So like, it's normal. I think I'm breaking it down.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know, so like, that's good. Ask me. And I love my patients to ask me.
Okay.
Like, there is no stupid question.
Thank you.
Because I just forget,
There's no stupid question.
I mean, you go to medical school to literally learn a second language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. But anyways, there's a reason it's called a geriatric pregnancy. At 35, you're high risk simply because the eggs are older. So there's more chance that there's DNA, like there's higher risk of birth defects or miscarriage or whatever, just because, I mean, the main driver is not prime eggs.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's other things, stress and whatever. But as far as age goes, that's why women are geriatric pregnancy at 35 and up. And so really around that age with our eggs, I mean, our ovaries and stuff, that is what produces hormones. So those shifts can start to change, whether that's as little as mood, whether it's fatigue, whether it's libido, like just lack thereof. And some of it's stress driven too, like stress. When you have high stress, you know, cortisol is in the same pathway as kind of your sex hormones. So if you're super high stressed and you're funneling all the precursors into cortisol instead of into like your sex hormones, you're going to be low. So a lot of women who are just stressed. So how much is menopause? How much is stress? You know, or perimenopause and stress. It's multifactorial, but like absolutely in your 30s, it could be. And I get a lot of women mid to late 30s complaining of that. I do see women in their early 30s with low testosterone, but usually that's mostly stress driven, like life driven.
Let's go a step further. When you say hormones,
okay, what am I talking about?
what are you talking about?
Estrogen and progesterone, although there's no good level, like your estrogen levels, I mean, all hormones fluctuate even throughout the day, but really the testosterone is what I see the lowest in my early menopausal women.
Okay.
With estrogen and progesterone, it's a little tricky. It's harder to treat a number. And so, I mean, both of them I treat symptoms. I never just treat a lab. But with testosterone, you monitor a lab. Estrogen and progesterone, you just want to make sure there's nothing crazy going on, like a tumor producing estrogen or something where levels are crazy. But you don't really have to monitor that. You base that more off of symptoms and other things that estrogen benefits.
And so if you find that they're super low in testosterone, what does boosting that tend to do?
It depends on their symptoms. The most obvious ones, the ones that patients see, are libido and energy, okay? It does help protect your muscle mass. So as you age, really starting definitely after menopause, okay? But even before menopause, like you kind of age causes sarcopenia or loss of muscle mass. And your muscle mass is the number one predictor of longevity, how well you age. So having testosterone can help protect the muscle mass you have. You're not going to get manly. You're not going to get like bulky. It can help to grow muscle to an extent if you are working out, but it's only going to have like, yes, people abuse steroids, right? There are bodybuilders or, you know, people in all sorts of things that take a bunch of steroids and do look manly, but in a medical practice or realm, we're not, like, I'm not dosing it like that.
Right,
So,
you're doing it just enough to get them out of you shouldn't be here territory.
so my goal as a female is I tell this is my spiel, is like, I'm not trying to get you to male levels. Male levels start around 300, okay? But if I have a woman who's sitting at 4 or 7, right? Normal female ranges, and it depends on the lab, but
Number 4. Singular, number 4.
yeah, number 4.
Wow.
Like normal for a female though is like 7 to like 70-ish.
Okay.
Depending on the lab, all labs have a different, like what their normal is, but the ones
Right.
that I use, and so I tell women, like, I'm not trying to get you to 300. Like, I'm just trying to get you to the upper limit of normal for a female, because that's where you feel good. It's hormone replacement. You know what I mean? Like, I'm replacing lost hormone. I'm not
Right.
trying to make you something you're not.
Right.
Or that never had.
And there's no way for them to, I guess testosterone itself is natural, but is there anything that they can do that would, inside of a woman, inside of a female, that they would do
Boost it.
to boost it? Like, is that them working out?
Yeah,
Being around more alpha guys?
exercise boosts testosterone, especially like in obesity. So fat cells produce hormone, estrogen specifically. So you get something called obesity hypogonadism. So a lot of men who are fat, obese, medical terms, sorry, like their testosterone is tanked. Same for women, it drives, like, you get true PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and which is like a lot of times skinny girls that are not overweight, and they actually have cysts on their ovaries, and they're causing a hormone imbalance. And then sometimes it's girls that are overweight, and it's more like weight induced, metabolically. They just changed the name of PCOS because I think it's so multifactorial.
Right.
But like oftentimes when those women lose weight, their hormones balance out. So like it really depends.
So
yes,
being overweight
exercise
can
increase, yes.
Wow.
And exercise can increase testosterone
Okay.
to an extent.
So it sounds like they're in between, my friends specifically, they're in between crybaby and you should probably get your hormones checked. And I don't think there's any good way to say that.
Yeah, and
I'm just gonna let them
cry. And that's where it's like, I take such a customized approach to it. And I love it because it's not straightforward.
That's what I'm gonna say. Hey, go see Dr. Ayala.
Bring him on. I love it. I love it.
That's the better way to say it.
Yeah.
I got a friend she's a great doctor. She'll get you squared away.
That's right.
All this teardropping stuff you're doing,
And I
she'll
mean,
dry
it
it right
can
up.
be, but sometimes it's exhaustion. Sometimes it's like, I'm like, hey, the hormones aren't doing it. Or maybe I think like, this is not, like, I don't want to start with hormones. And I'm like, let's try some Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin is an antidepressant, but it's also got mild stimulant-like properties. So like a safe little bit of energy. It causes increase in norepinephrine and dopamine. It's off-label use for ADHD, but it's not a controlled. So it's like kind of safer to take. And sometimes I try that to see, is this like more of a mood thing?
Is that dosage though, and I have to ask, is that dosage anything that is remotely close to addictive?
No, that's not addictive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking when the words antidepressant or depression or what is it, SSRIs, there's a big controversy right now around it being extremely addictive and people being on them when they don't need to be on them.
So I think it is hard. So it's not gonna like, people say don't stop them cold turkey.
Right.
That's because it makes you feel like crap to stop them cold turkey. And I think it's hard because a lot of times I'll get patients that are already on them and I don't know why they were put on them, right? Who put you on it? And so,
why did they put you on it?
Yes. And is it like, what is it controlling? What was the threshold to put you on that? Some people, when I'm weaning you off of it, is it because and now symptoms are coming back? Is that because the symptoms aren't yet controlled? So what I tell people is medication for depression, some people just, that's them, it's their chemical makeup.
Right.
Like, I don't know, runs in them. For some people it's situational.
Yeah.
And what I tell people is the medication doesn't make anything magically better.
Right.
It doesn't. It's not going to take your problems away. It's really there. So the treatment for any mood depression is lifestyle modification, right? And counseling, therapy, and that's with the lifestyle. So what's causing you? Is it childhood trauma? Is it problems with your spouse? Is it your job? And so the goal is to change all those things that are impacting your life. People can only change so much,
Right.
right? Only have control over so much. Or sometimes it's postpartum depression, mostly chemical, you know, just your hormones are all over the place, like whatever.
Right.
So multiple reasons. And then sometimes people are so depressed that they don't have the bandwidth to do the legwork.
The actual work it
For
takes
the-
to get undepressed.
Exactly. So, or they've done all this and still not improving, or, you know, vice versa, whatever.
Right.
So what I tell people is it's not a magic pill. I said, but here's when I like to start medicine. When you're doing the lifestyle changes, or you've done everything you can and it's not working, or you're so depressed you can't tolerate it, and your threshold for any additional stressor, so this is your threshold, that's narrow, okay? Any additional stressor gets thrown at you, it pushes you over the edge. You have no bandwidth, you lose it, you go into depression, whatever it may be.
Right.
I'm like, the medication doesn't fix it. What it does is it makes it feel like you can manage this.
Right. You're not lost. You can deal with
but
it.
none of those medications are addictive like alcohol, right? It's addictive to a certain extent in your brain. Same as
Well,
like
it changes your
Xanax,
actual chemical.
chemistry,
Yeah, it changes your
yes.
brain chemistry. Yeah.
And, you know, it's hard. Some people might just not produce serotonin at baseline. They may be depressed people, and then they try to get off of it. And is that an addiction, or is that just replacing something that they never had?
You know, many years ago, I thought I was depressed. I was hanging around with some people. So you should come to one of our meetings. And I was like, yeah. Like, I was finding my little culture group, you know, of depressed people. Anyways, I go to one of these fucking meetings and I'm sitting there and I start looking around. I'm like, oh, I'm just sad. I'm not depressed. That's a different thing. I'm just sad. I'm just having a bad week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I say that to say, like, I think that there is real depression and it's like a hard thing and it's really sad when people are really dealing with that. And then are those who I'm almost positive you deal with weekly and daily. There's people who want to be sick, who want to have a problem, who want to be the...
Yeah, I mean, there's something called, like, I want to say, is it Munchausen's or something? Like, anyways, they come to the doctor where they always think that they're sick. Like,
Yes.
yeah, or they need the attention, but it's subconscious. I don't think they're like, I need attention.
Right.
Like, but anyways, SSRIs are not addictive. Are they difficult to come off of? Yes, but you have to wean off of it and see where your emotions are. And I
Right.
think people are getting it off incorrectly because it can actually give you like flu-like symptoms.
Yeah. So if a woman is dealing with emotional imbalance, I don't know if that's correct or not,
Sure.
but if they are, is the starting point come and see you? Is the starting point, are you at least eating right, exercising?
I think all the above, right? Like, my role as a primary care provider is preventative medicine. So that's what I do. Like, my intake form consists of, what do you do for work? How many children do you have? Or do you work? Do you stay at home? Like, we do a depression screen. I find out if they exercise, how many times a week they exercise, what exercise do they do? How is their nutrition? How are their energy levels? Do they have regular periods? Are they postmenopausal? Are their periods irregular? How's their sleep? Like, so, I mean, if somebody wants to start exercising and nutrition before getting to me because they know about it, and that's great. I love those patients. There's some people that have zero idea.
And nutrition is very difficult. Between eat more carbs than protein, have more protein than anything else, keto, which, you know, I'm somewhat of a fan of, but then all the way to the glucose. And even me, as somebody who tries to stay fit
Yeah.
with a little bit of tres leches, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot. Like, it
is a lot.
There's something new every day about.
Well, and I tell patients, like, losing weight is incredibly hard.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Even for thin people,
Yep.
like people who just have like 10 pounds to lose. And here's what I say is like, okay, you're at a 300 calorie deficit a day, okay? And it's for 5 days, that's 1,500 calories, you're at a deficit, okay? And Saturday, you go out to the Cheesecake Factory and you have one piece of cheesecake from them. And I know this because I used to work at the Cheesecake Factory. It's 1,200 calories.
One slice of cheesecake?
Or more. There's some 1,800, there's some over 2,000. So you have one slice and it looks small. So for
Right.
somebody who doesn't know nutrition, you're like, it's just a little piece of cheesecake.
I've been good all week. Yeah.
Then you're only at a deficit of 300 calories. Granted, the rest of your day is perfect.
Right. And that's because you ate in that one slice what you lost all week.
Exactly. And that's where it hurts people. People feel good. I mean, they're like, I've been good all week. Yeah, like I had one piece of cheesecake, but like, so what?
You know, with a lot of my guy friends, they do that with beer. Good all week, and then they'll drink at least 4,000 or 5,000
people are like,
calories.
why? And the truth is like people do not know nutrition to the level that needs to be understood. Most people are overeating. If you're at a true calorie deficit, right? I mean, there's a reason GLP-1s work. I have patients all the time that are like, I promise I'm not eating a lot. I hardly eat. And then they get on a GLP-1 and they lose weight. And it's because it helps the calorie deficit.
Because they don't feel hungry.
Yeah.
They're just not.
They're not eating as much as
It curbs their appetite,
Exactly.
right?
And I'm not saying patients are coming to me and intentionally lying. I legitimately think like they don't think they're eating that much.
Right.
And even if they're not, there's calorie dense food. It's like
That they are
people
eating.
don't know true nutritional. Look, I started at 15 before my Fitness Pal existed, or maybe it did, but I didn't know about it. With a pen and paper, and I had a line for protein and a line for carbs and a line, and I sat there with I was so diligent, like for years, like teaching myself nutrition through, honestly, I was trying to lose weights, but like that's what spurred it.
You said
GLP-1.
Okay, so I just want to say this for those of you who may or may not know. When you lose weight without something like that, and you correct me if you think I'm wrong. Anytime I've tried to be in a deficit, I still feel hungry. Like the hard part isn't not eating, it's feeling that part of you that wants to eat and trying to deny that part.
Yeah.
And I feel like the GLP-1, that keeps you from feeling that. It's like you're full all the time in a way. Would you say that or no?
I would. So I like to dose it, and I'm very cautious because there's a lot of places to get GLP-1s. There's tons of places, and a lot of people, I don't like how they're dosed because I think people are just trying to make a quick buck, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people can lose weight too fast on them, and it's the wrong weight. It's muscle mass. We don't want to lose muscle mass. But how I like to use it is I don't want to dose it so your appetite is curbed to where you do not have an appetite.
Right.
That is bad. I don't want you to not eat.
Yeah.
What I want you to do is I want you to exercise and eat well, but how you get the cravings to eat that piece of cheesecake that would mess up your whole week or whatever, I want that dose of GLP-1 to make you compliant with your macros so that you're still getting the nutrition you need, but you're not like, oh, I just need a cheat meal today, or I just need,
You're
and then
not
you're
overindulging.
undoing. Exactly.
Well, then so I'm a happy eater. So when I have all my friends over and I'm having a good time, I'm like, yeah, that's a good time.
Really? You're happy? I never heard that.
Man, I'm such a happy. When I'm very happy, I want more food. I want the
I'm
snacks.
a stress eater. Stress.
See, that's when I lose weight.
Really?
If you want me to
Well, it
lose weight,
depends on
stress me
the
out.
stress. So this is what would happen. Okay, so when I was in residency, we were the
Stressy.
code team. We were the code team. So like I ran all the cardiac arrests, all the strokes, all the like I was it. I ran that. And so it would be like I would be eating really well. I'd pack my food, and then you get that adrenaline spike, and you're like rushing to this code, and you have to like not boss people around, but you have to take command. And your like anxiety and adrenaline is up here, and then you leave. And you like have this like crash, like it's just a crash of, and you're like exhausted and you're like, I deserve a cookie. I need a donut. And like there would always be stuff in the call room.
What was your go-to? What's your go-to snack?
It was like usually late at night, honestly. Most of the time it was people would leave like cookies and stuff in the call room. If I had a choice, it'd probably be donuts. But like really it was like not even stuff that was in like that I would want otherwise. Like nothing.
So you went through stress, you hit your adrenaline, and then the crash, you feel like you deserve. It's almost like a reward thing for you.
Yeah, I'd be like, man, I'm just going to eat this like that. I need a cookie or I need sugar or something. and they could have been like sitting there for 3 days, like stale cookies, like I was eating it. It was just like, whatever.
That's funny.
My grilled chicken and sweet potato is not going to cut it right now, or whatever I may have brought with me.
That's difficult, is trying to stick to those same food groups. And then, you have people who overeat. We got to wrap it. Okay.
Good.
We have people who definitely overeat, but for me, I am a happy eater. And so when I'm around all my friends, that's when I pig out the most, just because I'm happy having a good time.
Yeah.
That was the hardest thing about when I did no sugar for a while. And by far for me, it's the breads. But I would love for you to talk about alcohol. I need to know, is there any pro to it?
Nope.
Is it
Nope.
Meaning, if you drink it, understand there's, outside of you feeling good,
Yeah.
your body itself doesn't.
So there was recent studies, and I can't like off the top of my head, but it was all over social media for a while. But like even one drink in your entire lifetime increases your risk of Alzheimer's.
Oh my gosh.
That one glass of wine that they used to say, oh, have it, it's good for your heart, has more negative effect than any positive it could have had on you.
So it's extremely negative no matter what.
Yeah. Does that mean I don't drink at a social event? I may have a glass. Does that, I'm not saying like,
Don't drink, don't have fun.
what's that law, a dry like country? Like, I'm not saying let's be a dry country, right? Like
I've
anything.
never heard that.
Yeah, like
Where'd that come from?
no, like when they used to have the speakeasies, and they used to like alcohol was legal.
Well, you're talking about 30s, yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying like I'm not encouraging like a dry country.
Oh, you're not saying.
Yeah.
Would you consider it like cigarettes? Just know what you're doing?
To be honest with you, I think it's crazy that either of those are legal, and like I'm trying to think of like what you
sugar's
need a
legal.
prescription for a sugar. I don't know.
Marijuana, you need a prescription for, at least here.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And that's a plant, by the way. That is literally grown
so
like
is
you would.
tobacco.
Yeah, but it's not tobacco itself. It's what they infuse it with, right? All the oils, all the
That's
chemicals.
tobacco.
Do you think it's just?
You're stressing me out now. I'm on camera.
I'm almost positive that they said nicotine is actually good for you
Nicotine is good for you.
Right.
But the tobacco,
itself.
and then also the smoke. Like, how are you getting the tobacco? Like, the smoke is not good. Vape is not good.
Well, I had this conversation with my friend. He used to smoke a lot of marijuana, and I would host him because I don't smoke, because I would get like paranoid. And so it just never gave me the feeling it gives a lot of my friends. Anyways, I remember one day sitting down with him and he was smoking. I said, hey, you got to feel good. At least your lungs are fine. He's like, no. He said, it's a chemical reaction. My lungs are just as black as if I'm smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
He goes, so my lungs are very much still paying the price.
I had a patient, a young kid, it's called BALI, vape-associated lung injury.
Oh yeah, those are bad.
And in ICU with these like ruptured blebs that we call from vaping. Terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't know. I like it if people could control it, right? Or like not drunk drivers, or
I know.
it's that part of it that you're like, I'm not trying to get like political. I'm sure there's lots of nuanced
Edge cases.
or people that would be like, well, it shouldn't be illegal. And I'd be, well, that's a good point. You know, like I haven't, but if you look at what it does, it breaks up families. Hey, this is full disclosure. Like, my dad went to jail he was drinking, bar fight. This was a long time ago in South Africa. Shot a man.
You're just
The
not in
man
your right state
died.
of mind.
Like, I do not. I'll be honest. Like, maybe I'm a little biased because of my history, but I grew up without a dad because of alcohol, and I spent my childhood visiting him in maximum security prison.
I would venture to say that most people would say alcohol has ruined way more lives than made better.
Yeah, more than, and again, I'm not condoning, like, I'm not saying I want marijuana to be legal. I'm not making this a political stance, but if I had to say one is worse than the other, I have an opinion on that, I'm not sure people are going out killing people who are high. They're just too lazy to do anything. I don't know.
Also, I want to correct something I said earlier, or add to. So marijuana is grown, but so is poison ivy And just because something is grown doesn't mean you can eat it.
So
and you should.
mushrooms.
Well, that'll open your third eye.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's hard. I don't know. And you think of like people medicinal, like the Native Americans, like they used to have medicinal things, and I mean, I don't know. And I think it's hard. We know a lot about it and the bad. There's been, like, we have hydrocodone. There's a lot of benefits to hydrocodone, but at the same time, it's an addictive drug. We have an opioid crisis. Like, everything has a time and a place.
There you go. I think it's the best way to say it. Each situation, each circumstance is different. It's not a one shoe fits all.
Yeah.
And there's things like, I've never had an addictive personality outside of sugar. Sugar and bread is like the only thing that it took me so long to, like, I can stop drinking alcohol for a year and be just fine.
Yeah.
I've never smoked cigarettes. But some people, you take away the drug aspect of it, there's something else that they would be addicted to.
Well, that's what I was afraid. So alcoholism is it like runs in families, right? Like,
So is that genetic?
it can be, yeah. So my
Which makes sense.
grandfather was an alcoholic. But most of my dad's family, like, I didn't know a lot of them, but like the ones that I knew were all alcoholics.
Yeah.
I don't think my brother will ever watch the podcast, but he's an alcoholic, just like my dad. And I mean, I was terrified to drink, even as a teen. Like, I was never drunk. I was always in control. Like, I'm complete opposite. But I really like sugar, and I'm wondering if I have an addictive personality.
Well, you definitely have an
I've
addictive
just
personality. Just
channeled it differently.
to the good things.
Yeah, well,
Addictive, I think it gets coined bad because it's usually addicted to something bad.
Yeah.
But you have people who are addicted to work in a good way.
Yeah.
Addicted to their fitness.
yeah.
Like, so
But
addiction
mine,
can be
I would say
good.
sugar, like as far as like the dopamine hits and stuff. I mean,
You don't look like you're addicted to sugar.
maybe when I was younger, I have more control over it now.
Okay, let me ask you this.
But maybe not.
This you get to be very transparent.
Okay.
And then we'll end on this. Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever struggled with like your weight? Like, have you ever been fluffy?
So I've never, yes, I've been fluffy. So here's the thing. I've never been somebody who is naturally skinny. Okay. So I've always had to work because I can. The women in my family are not, they're plump. And I do have some obese women.
Plump.
But majority of the women work out like crazy.
Sorry, I can't get over plump. I've never.
They look voluptuous. They're full women.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call them like fat,
Yeah.
really. But everybody works out. Like everybody, like, I mean, but yes, I kind of have been grateful that I haven't been one of those like can eat anything and not gain weight people, because I learned very young that I had to watch what I eat. And I think that's made me very successful.
You will eat. Like, if you eat wrong, you overeat, you will gain weight.
I will gain weight.
You're not one of those, I can eat whatever.
Okay,
and it just
so
is all.
this is a funny story. I went to Israel. So I've been, my body, 134 doesn't sound like a lot, but I've been different body compositions of 134, and I'm very small framed. Okay, so like, that's like 20 pounds on what I have now, just about. But I was a different body, I didn't maybe have as much muscle.
Okay.
So I've never been fat. I've never even been like, probably a BMI above 26. So I wouldn't say overweight, but like fluffy.
Yeah.
I went to Israel for a week, and they have, if you've ever been to Israel, they have the best bread, like the best. And I can binge eat. That was my issue, is I would binge, and then I would be really like so good, but I would binge eat. Okay. I probably gained, no kidding, 10 pounds. And I was with my husband. My husband was with me in Israel, but we were together at the time. And I came back. He didn't say anything at the time, but I had lost the weight. And he goes, every time, he's like, well, at least you're not like that time you came back from Israel. I was like, screw you. But no, I gained weight. But I actually think, like, I've always seen the fact that I can gain weight is kind of like a blessing in disguise, because I feel like it's much harder to be skinny your whole life and not have to build any good habits. And then something hormonally changes, you hit, and boom, then people are like, what's happening to my body? And now you have to like revamp your whole lifestyle.
That makes sense.
And I do think too, my metabolism is faster now, and now I can eat a little bit more because my focus has been on muscle mass.
Right.
To be honest with you, like my metabolism now is really high, but I've trained it to be that way.
Be that way.
Yeah.
And so we're finishing up here. I just want to know one last thing, the last thing.
No, you're good.
To lose weight,
Yeah.
you've got to be in a deficit. And it's usually more than what people probably think.
I think, yes. And like, as I say, like it's so easy to mess up. And I don't think people, it's not like they're not being honest with themselves intentionally.
Like me.
I think you have to understand nutrition so well or know what you're putting in your body to such an advanced extent. And most people are not doing that or don't have the time to do that, you know, which is why the GLP-1s work, or somebody making a meal plan saying eat this specifically, but most people aren't doing that.
Right.
So yeah. But hey, do your
Body composition?
no.
I'm not ready for those numbers.
Do your the tech thing.
I'll do it next time because we've already been a little bit over half an hour. This was good. I wanted it to be about, I had a lot. Hormones have been getting thrown around so much.
Yes.
It's such a big thing. And, you know, of course, my wife, she's in the medical field. So they understand this. But when I hear the words, well, it's their hormones, it's my hormones, I don't know what you mean when you say that.
Well, it isn't. Yes, and I think the thing is like so much more research is coming out about females now, and females on testosterone. Like it's not FDA approved yet, but there's all this literature, and some doctors are even too scared to prescribe it. Like I actually get a lot of referrals.
No kidding.
From physicians, not because they don't think they need it, but like they don't know. We're not taught to manage that. Like in medical school, it's like extra training. It's extra. I actually I went on a course in residency because my residency didn't teach that. I went on a hormone course in residency to like learn more in-depth stuff and just continue. But not everybody's comfortable doing it. It's hard to find somebody who will treat a female, to be honest with you.
Well, I think this was very enlightening. And I know if I'm hearing it and being like, whoa, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. I know other people are. So I think it was really good. And next week, I want to talk about men's hormones.
Okay. Got it.
Got it?
Got it. Sorry, I don't know. This is
Shaboom. Ba-boom, ba-bang. So are you...
that was not very smooth.
It was fine. Are you